What if you could have a world-class email marketing analyst working for you 24/7 for less than $20 a month? Today, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT as your personal email marketing analyst to uncover hidden opportunities in your own e-commerce business. Most email marketers are drowning in data but have no systematic way to analyze it. That's why even brands doing 200k or 300k a month are leaving significant revenue on the table. In today's video, you'll see exactly how to export your email flow and email campaign data, feed it into ChatGPT with the right prompts, and get actionable insights on how to improve your email marketing, which would normally cost you thousands in additional agency fees. Let me share my screen and show you around how this works. Okay, we're in my ChatGPT account, and what I've done is I've used a simple prompt to let ChatGPT analyze the email campaign data of one of our clients. And the first prompt is pretty simple. So what we're going to say is, you're an email marketing data specialist, and I want you to analyze this data set, which includes all the information of the email campaigns we've sent for company URL. Can you analyze this data set and give me 10 observations with recommendations on how to improve it? It's that simple. Now you might wonder, how can I extract this email campaign data from my Klaviyo account? Let me show you. So when you're in your Klaviyo account, in the left menu, you go to campaigns, and then you go to these three dots over here and you click this button, export analytics. Then you get this pop-up where you can select the time range or a custom range. Then you can select the start to end date, and you can select if you want to include email only, SMS only, or if you want to include all A/B test message variations. I would go for like a big time range, especially if you're not sending that many email campaigns. So for example, you can do the year to date or the last 90 days at least, whatever you prefer. So for example, send in the last 90 days, email only, include all A/B test message variations, and export analytics. And now you'll get a CSV file with all the data that ChatGPT needs. So let's go back to ChatGPT and see what they did with this prompt. So what we see is that ChatGPT has fought for like 4 minutes and was analyzing the data set. And now they came with 10 data-backed observations for the data of January until May 2025 and what to do next. So first thing, clicks are the bottleneck. That's what they saw in the numbers. So the average unique open rate is 69%, but unique click rate is 0.26%. So why it matters / actions to take. That's what you see on the right side over here. So redesign templates around a single above default primary call to action, add contrasting buttons, cut copy length, and test hero images versus GIFs. The goal is to lift the click-through rate to 2% plus with MP inflated open rate that equates to 1.3% plus unique clicks. So this is actually like a very good analysis already. So indeed the click rate is on the low side, and it came with good recommendations to like redesign the templates, to add a call to action button above the fold, which is something that we always preach on this YouTube channel, to add contrasting colors, to cut the copy length, and to test the hero images. So this is actually like a very good insight already from ChatGPT. Second tip, Saturday leads for open rate 71%, Friday lags 67%. So this is already like a good insight to see like which days are best in terms of open rate and which days are basically. So we now see that Saturday is better, and why it matters / actions to take: shift at least one newsletter sent to Saturday or Sunday, pull back on Fridays unless it carries a time sensitive offer. Excellent tip. Send time clusters at 8 to 9. Opens are similar, but we haven't really tested late afternoon, early evening slots. So run a holdout test at 5 to 6 p.m. If open rate is above 65% and click rate above 0.3% at a PM cadence to reach the inbox second scroll. Excellent tip. Again, what ChatGPT sees is that we're mainly sending in the mornings. Their tip is to split test this versus the evenings to see if we can reach the inbox second scroll. So an excellent tip, and it also gives us the KPIs that we should look for. One thing that I'm missing is that when you're testing the send time, I don't necessarily look at the open rate. The most important thing is the place order rate and the amount of conversions that you get, because it could be that the open rate is higher in the morning, but in the evening, because people are at home, they're settled down, they might open less, but they're more likely to buy when they open your emails. So I would always optimize for place order rate, but still it is like a good insight to have. And so I'm not going to go through all observations, but as you can see, these are like very good observations by ChatGPT based on the data. It also includes like the segmentation, a bounce spike, which we had in February, the subject line emojis help, which is very interesting. So it analyzed the subject line that had emojis versus subject lines that didn't have an emoji. And it turns out that the subject line with an emoji was having more revenue and higher open rates. That's actually like good insight to have to include more emojis. Like what type of campaigns dominate in terms of revenue, the unsubscribe rate, the subject length. It also gives you some insights in that. So this is like super valuable information that you can use to like optimize your email campaigns, and even comes with quick wins for the next 30 days. So tip 1, quick win, simple refresh with a single bold call to action button and reduced header height. Second, weekend sent pilot, so move Sunday newsletter to Saturday. 90-day engage early access offer, bounce cleanup, so scrub all February hard bounces, etc., and emojis in the subject line. So these are some quick wins that you can implement straight away. So again, this is super valuable information, especially if you're, let's say, a small e-com brand who don't have the time to analyze the data. Just with one simple prompt, you can get this data already. And this is for email campaigns, but you can do something similar for email flows as well. That's what we're going to take a look at right now. What you're going to say is you're an email marketing data specialist, and I want you to analyze this data set, which includes all the information of the email flows we've sent for brand URL in the past few months. Can you analyze this data set and give me 20 observations with recommendations on how to improve it? So the prompt is pretty similar. Let me now show you in Klaviyo how you can export the email flow data and load it inside ChatGPT. So when you're in your Klaviyo account, in the left menu, you go to flows, and then over here you see this options button, and then over here you can export the analytics. And then again, you can select the time range. I would go with at least last 90 days or even longer, like year to date. Then you can aggregate analytics by day, week, or month. I would go with daily, and make sure to include all A/B test message variations. And then you can export the analytics, and you'll get a CSV file that you can load inside ChatGPT with the prompt I just showed you. So now let's see what ChatGPT did with this data set. So it fought for like 3 minutes, and then it came with the top 10 revenue driving flows for March 1 until May 13. And then we can see an overview over here. And then it says below are 20 data-backed observations for brand name, flow performance between March 1 and May 13, concrete recommendation for each. The interactive table I shared shows the 10 flows that generate the bulk of revenue. It will help you drill in further. The insights. 1. Welcome series is the revenue engine. Findings, it drives 666k, 56% of all flow revenue with $1.34 per recipient. Do next. Prioritize tests here first. Small lifts, compound fast. Start with A/B testing subject lines in email 1 where volume is highest. So this is already like super interesting and a good insight from ChatGPT that the welcome series flow is generating the most amount of revenue. So if you're A/B testing, you should put your focus on the flow that gets the majority of the traffic and the most amount of revenue, because any positive change that you'll make with A/B testing will yield like a big result. And this is again something that I always preach on this YouTube channel, because I often see e-com brands split test like email 6 of a random flow that only gets like 20 or 100 recipients per month. And in that case, it doesn't really matter if you can increase the place order rate from 2% to 2.5%. That's not going to make a big difference for your business. But if you do something similar for your welcome series flow, that's actually going to make a big difference. So that's an excellent insight from ChatGPT. Then to see next, email 1 carries the welcome series of findings. Email 1 contributes 88% of the welcome series revenue. Do next, shorten the series to 5 emails or radically reposition emails 2 to 5. So add new customer offer, social proof. Otherwise, you're sending 330k low impact messages. Again, this is like an excellent message to see because what we always see with the welcome series flow is that email 1 by far generates the most amount of revenue, which makes sense because people just had your sign up form, they saw the offer, they signed up, now they want to use that discount code. So email 1 by nature will get by far the most amount of revenue. The only goal with email 2 to let's say 5, 6, 7 is to make sure that you nurture the rest of your list who isn't ready to buy straight away. And of course you want to get some extra purchases in, but the goal is more so to nurture them and to guide them towards that first purchase focus on the long path. But still, like, this tip is a good tip. If, let's say, the last emails are generating 0 revenue, then it could make sense to just skip out on those emails and save you the cost of sending those messages. Although the ROI, if you generate revenue, is of course super high with email marketing. But still, this is like a good tip and gives you a good insight if you haven't looked at the welcome series data yourself. Browse embedment under-monetized. So findings, 422% click to open gap. So 42% open, only 2.3% click, 0.6% order rate. So do next, insert dynamic product blocks and a single hero call to action. Consider SMS follow-up for non-clickers because the SMS browse flow already shows 1.7 euro per recipient. So again, this is like an excellent tip that it sees that the browse embedment flow is underperforming the email version, but that the SMS flow is showing some potential. So considering an SMS follow-up for non-clickers is an excellent way to transfer the traffic from email to SMS to the SMS flow that is performing really, really well. So again, excellent insight. And then it had a lot more insights, which are really good. Things like cart abandonment clicks are decent, but traffic is small. Checkout abandonment SMS is a hidden gem. Post-purchase leaves money on the table. Rest of world post-purchase lags USA. Win-back flows barely convert. SMS flows punch above their weight. So it gives like a ton of insights on what to do next. These are all excellent tips in all fairness. Now, you have information about the flows in general, but it might be that you want to dig a little bit more deep into specific flows. So what you can do next is say like, hey, now focus more on the welcome series flow and give me 10 findings and recommendations. Now it's going to think again, take a look at the data set, and then just focuses on the welcome series flow and come up with like 10 specific tips and do next for the welcome series flow, which again are like excellent tips that we have in here. And it even gives a prioritization tip. So start with items 1, 2, 3, and 5. They touch the highest volume sends and will move the revenue needle fastest. Once these tests are live, review emails 4 to 7 for possible retirement or repurposing as behavior-based follow-ups. So again, excellent tips from ChatGPT. So this is how you can use the data from Klaviyo, load it inside ChatGPT and get valuable insights. And not only that, action-based recommendations on how to improve your email flows or email campaigns and generate more revenue with your email marketing game. So there you have it. Now you know exactly how to use ChatGPT to analyze your email marketing data to get actionable insights to improve your email marketing game. So if you are serious about growing your e-commerce store in a profitable way with email marketing, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more weekly content on email and SMS marketing. Also, here's something I didn't mention earlier. Analyzing your email data is just the beginning of what AI can do for your e-commerce business. If you're spending thousands on designers for your email campaigns, you're about to save a ton of money. Click on the video right here where I show you how to use ChatGPT's image generator to create stunning visuals for your email marketing without having to spend thousands on expensive email designers or photographers. And if you want to see how powerful ChatGPT is for crafting your entire email marketing strategy, make sure to watch this video where I got ChatGPT to create Aura Ring's campaign calendar in less than 5 minutes. Thanks for watching this video and I hope to see you in the next one.